we doing? My name is James, and if you don't know me, I run 666 Landscaping, where I do some grading, excavation, and some landscape stuff. And I thought I'd bring you guys along with me on a busy week. This is typical summer. It's really busy right now, and I thought that, you know, maybe you guys want to see job site to job site. So it's kind of like a vlog style. This is maybe the second time I've tried this kind of video. So I want you to sit back, relax, and I'll do the hard work, and you guys just get to come along with me. So here's some highlights of what that'll look like for the week, and then we'll get down into the video. All right, I'll see where the work is. Today's Monday. I've got 2 houses to grade. These are pretty decent sized houses. These are probably 4.5 hour houses. Here's the second one. And I'm a good distance away from where I usually grade, so I get to add a little bit of time for drive time. At the time of filming this, it is currently July 13th, I think. So we've had some pretty hot days here this summer already. But luckily, summer hung on till, or spring, stayed pretty cool till about May this year. So wasn't too bad. Then July, June hit. It was just hot. July's been hot. Stay out of the sun and protect myself. So it's our first site. This is a pretty simple one. It's got a bunch of surge stone I'm gonna have to rake out later, but just trying to burn all this dirt. We're gonna go pull up concrete forms. They left all their forms on the driveway, so I'm gonna go do that in a minute. But I'm trying to just pull this dirt on. This is actually pretty nice. I need a little bit on the other side right there by the sidewalk, so I'm gonna do that, and then we'll keep on moving the rest of this dirt. I guess I need to pull forms first. but I did get this one done. This is the second one. And I need to clean the curb up a little bit and maybe rake out some of these little lines here. But other than that, she looks pretty good. So yeah, those turned out pretty good. Not too shabby for the day. Now I got a long drive home. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing footings on a pad that I built recently. And doing footings, maybe burying a water line while we're there or extending it. We might change some of the route of it and bring it closer to the house and then take down one tree. So it's kind of the plan tentatively for tomorrow. I also have them doing service on my Bobcat tomorrow. So busy day for that aspect. But yeah, I'll see you. So today's Tuesday. My day's not going exactly how I planned. To be honest, I'm kind of just waiting around all morning. It sounded like the Bobcat technician was coming first thing here because it's like really close to their shop. And so I thought he was coming here first from the text messages I got last night. But it is now 11 and I have not heard or seen from them. So in my waiting, I had some dirt built up down in the bottom. I've been letting some people dump dirt down in the bottom of my property, and that was all built up. There's probably 8 or 9 dump trailer loads down there, and I pushed them all out of the way and packed that all in. And then I had to change a tire. For whatever reason, every time I go to that neighborhood I was at yesterday, I always get a flat tire. And so I walked out this morning, I was like, why? Why is it like this? So, I changed that tire. I didn't think you guys wanted to see that stuff. It was just quick little things while I was waiting. But let's go do those footings. I could have used the skid loader if I could bring it with me, but I need to move a pile of gravel out of the way so I can move the water line closer to the house. And I needed to take down a tree, and there's a bunch of other ones randomly sitting around that I took down a while ago. And so I was going to try to manage all the material with the grapple bucket, but since I don't have the skid with me, I think we're going to do the best we can. We're going to do the footings for sure, and then if we have time, we can do something else, we will. So let's go knock that out, and then we'll move on to Wednesday. All right, so here's the footings. Super easy. It's a square. It took me a minute to square it up, but I got it. Well, there's the thunderstorm. Glad I got the footings dug so they'll hold water. There's a big old thunderstorm right here, boy. Too much water is building up right here. We definitely need to do something about this. Should build up and go through that rock right there, hopefully. If not, I'll need to get it in the mini and do something. Yeah, I'm going home after this. I ain't staying. I'll actually do one more thing. They had blasted all my grease fittings out, and there was grease blown all across my machine, so on both sides, so I couldn't deal with it. It was already dirty as it was. I haven't washed it in 2 months, so washed it all up, made it look nice. All right, so it is now Wednesday, and I got 2 houses on my list today. Depending on, this one's not bad. I should probably be able to get this one done in a couple hours. We'll see how it goes, but I might be able to get a third one in depending on how time goes today. Yeah, this side, super simple. The front yard's already done up in the front, so just got to grade this out. And super simple backyard, just got to get it up against the house basically and rake it. So I'm thinking 2 hours maybe. There's nothing, not trash, nothing really to deal with or manage, so should be quick. So let's get this one knocked out, and then we'll go see what the next one is like. That's going pretty well, but it is actually really wet. I'm surprised. Well, I mean, we did get a lot of rain yesterday, so shouldn't be that surprised, but I'm going to keep on going, and I'm probably not going to be able to rake a whole lot because it's very wet. So like right here, I'm probably going to just have to leave that. I'm not going to get much better than that without as soupy as it is right there. Same with along the house. I'll get the best I can, use my tooth to drag against the corner, and that'll probably be it. I'm not going to hand rake it. So the thing I'm gonna have to work the most on is against the trees. Daggone, the cicadas are loud as crap today. So, but anyway, yeah, we'll get it taken care of. neighborhoods. This is in a small town. These old neighborhoods, and then we usually have lots available, but the old house has been torn down, and always brick and concrete and stuff in them. I can't tell you how many times. Let's say I've really only done maybe 8 or 9 lots like this in old neighborhoods, and every single one of them there's been a pile of stuff like this. It is really wet back here. Try not to dig up into those trees too much, trying to get the swale to kind of come over this way a little bit. Roots and stuff over there. Make one pile over here. There's not a dumpster at this site, so make one pile the landscape guys can haul off. Oh man, I hate myself. What in the world, man? Oh, I gotta do something about that. In a minute. My windshield was all nice and clean. When I get back over the truck, I gotta wipe that down. That's a little bit nicer back here, and then I'm gonna load up and get on out of here. All right, so I'm at the next one, and I thought I'd be able to get a third one in here today, but this is probably gonna take me the rest of the day. Let me show you what we got to do. All right, so it's a pretty big property. I got this side yard to do. All right, and that's the backyard. Got to get rid of that puddle before I can grade that. And then this property line on this side goes way over there. So there's a lot of dirt. So I got to scrounge and bring up along this porch. So, and then I got to have a real nice swale because there's actually a big culvert, or a 12-inch culvert that comes under the roadway up there, and right under that dumpster. So it'll take me the rest of the day to get this done. This is a pretty busy road, so I think I'm gonna unload the skid right there. I don't want to back down on this driveway. I didn't want to crack it, so I'm gonna unload the skid loader there and then back in the driveway and get to work. organic material in it. So how do I sort that out? Let me show you. I can reduce this pile by at least 50%, maybe more. Grab a couple more of these sticks. Alright, so this is how you do it. Just take it, turn it over and over. Use your teeth. Try to get out the roots and sticks and junk. Keep on doing that, and when you get it down small enough, dump it right in the dumpster or whatever you're going to do with it. Go put it in a dump trailer, haul it off, whatever. That's one way you can do that right there. Oh no, there's a box turtle in there. Anybody? Oh man, I totally crushed this shell. Sorry, dude. Dumpster companies don't like it that we put dirt in their dumpsters, but I'm like, well, gotta do what I gotta do sometimes, and this can't just be graded in, so I guess it's going in the dumpster with a little bit of dirt. Definitely going to run into a couple stumps in here. I think there's one right here. I'm going to shift as much dirt off this hump as I can towards the house. And then probably to get rid of that puddle, I'll have to let it run through right here, so I'm going to get as much of this side cut as possible. That when it comes down here, it doesn't ruin my work area being all wet. And I'll shift all that muck back up this way and work to clean the drier dirt underneath it. here's the side yard. Honestly, I feel like I could probably use a couple more hours on this yard. This side was so muddy that I couldn't cut this. It really needs to like drop from here to the corner out there where it goes around. So, but I have to come back and do this other side. Here's the back all finished up. And I need to come back and do around that tree and figure out whether we're getting the water around right there or not where that dumpster is. Alright, so it's Thursday, and I have a pretty decent list to do. I have 2 final grades, 3 driveway cuts, and then there's technically 1 more final grade. I've already final graded it once, and then I had to cut the driveway out, and then now I gotta go back and final grade it again. So that may be like an hour thing. It may be less. I'm not really sure, because the back's gonna need some touch up, but it's been baking in the sun, so I might have to break everything up and turn it over to get it smooth again. So we'll see what it's like. I'm gonna leave. I'll do that, and then I'll do the driveway cuts, because if I can't do that, it's close to my house. I'll do the driveway cuts first thing tomorrow morning. All right, here's the first one. Not too bad. I did a rough grade on this a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. They tore it all up again after putting water and power and all that stuff in here. So let's knock this one out. So the landscape crew showed up, and they want me to do the other one that I started up first. So this guy down here, gonna start grading this one. So I was working up in the front a few minutes ago. I don't know if you can see that or not. And I moved the power box, the permit box. And there was a wasp nest in it, and it stung me right on the forearm. And the landscape crew saw it. I went running every direction. I ran, jumped back in the machine. And it was a fun time. Hopefully I'm not allergic to wasps, because it was like 10, 15 minutes ago maybe. Yeah, hopefully I'm not allergic to wasps, because I've never been stung by a wasp before. Only yellow jackets and stuff like that. So, man, yellow jackets, those are mean little buggers. I hate those things, especially fall time. I seem to find a bunch of them in the fall time. That's why I have an enclosed cab though. I do not like those kinds of things when I'm grading. I've dug into piles and found them. They'll be like beating on the windshield and whatever, trying to get in here and eat my face, but that's exactly why I have an enclosed cab. So I'm doing the back. I got the front done, that side's done. And I'm going to do the back, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. shovel and go to the house up the street. Alright, here we go, starting on the second one. All right, I got that one done, and I'm loading up right now. I've got just enough time to go get one more thing done before I gotta go pick up my wife from the airport. Getting out of here. I still have 2 days left in this week. However, Friday and Saturday. I don't always work Fridays and Saturdays. Lately, I've been doing like saving my real small projects for Friday, or trying to take Fridays off and edit, or do errands, or whatever it is I need to do, and then have Saturday to be with my family. But this week I got so much going on, and then if I don't get some of it done this week, it would just really backhand next week. So I'm gonna go tomorrow and work for this landscaper, and then on Saturday I'm gonna go work for my builder. So we're gonna go do that. What's up? So it's a 4-7. I've got to finish that final grade I was working on yesterday. I got 2 driveway cuts to do, and then I got 2 other final grades that I need to go try to get done as well. So it's gonna be a pretty long day, probably 12 hours or so with drive time in there. So all right, I got that one done. I'm gonna do the driveway cut now. All right, here's the driveway cut, and I need to move that dumpster, take up some silt fence there, move all whatever that is there, and pull some silt fence, and then I'll be able to do it. I've never had to scrape the lines or scrape the driveways before. It's kind of interesting. This is a new one for me, or do the concrete prep. Concrete guys usually do it themselves, so it's kind of weird that I'm out here doing it. But get paid for it, so I'm not complaining too much. I just find it interesting. Doesn't take long. I'll charge like an hour for this. It'll probably take 40 minutes or so. If I don't have to carry the dirt far, and I'm not. I'm just putting it all right there. It's mostly just gravel. Bada bing, bada boom. This sun's dying out. We're in this dumpster, and now we'll run back down and do the next one. right, that one's all done. That was kind of tricky. I had that little thing in there and that, but I got it all done. Load up and head on to the next one. All right, we are at the last two. These are probably about 4 hours a piece. So it's gonna be a long day. Maybe not quite so much, but they're really small. There's a lot of handwork to do in between them. I got barely enough room to make it down either side of my bucket, so it's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm gonna make it work good. All right, so these are the 2 houses I have to do. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna go big pile of stuff down there. Work from that lot they just seeded and strawed all the way down, and then I gotta do the backs, which backs aren't terrible, but then this side yard right there, again, you can't really see great, but you can see how much junk is on there. I gotta get that to have fall, and there's not a lot of room between them. And then that house right there, technically I don't have to grade that house, but I can't just grade one side of that. I'm gonna have to grade the front and that whole side right there too, to make sure that this yard flows down into it. So there's a good bit of work to do here. So I'm gonna start by cutting my swales in. I'm just gonna get all the dirt out. Same with that other side. And just bring the dirt back here, and I'll work on shaping the back once I get all those wrapped up. I'll have to get back on the trailer and grab my forks, move those dumpsters and all that stuff, but I want to get some of this bulk dirt moved first. Outside, and it's just hot here again. Oh man, I can't wait till I get this machine, the windows tinted on this machine. Now that I know there's somebody who can do it for a reasonable price, I cannot wait. All right, so check this out. You know, I never have to worry about people being behind me when working in the backyards. It's just, people don't usually walk back here. Yeah, look at this idiot right here. He drove up right here where I was working and parked right behind me. Like, he was closer to me than it is right now. Like an idiot. Like, they were painting the fence way down there. I didn't realize they were coming up this way. Nor was there any warning. They just drove right up behind me, and I was backed right into them. I don't get other the gutter guys will do that all the time. They'll set up a ladder. Like, I'll come like I am right now. I'll get a scoop out of here, and then I'll go to dump it somewhere. I'll come back, and there'll be ladders and walkboards up on my way. And I'm like, are you serious? It makes no sense to me. I get it. Everybody's got to do their job, but the fact of walking or driving right behind a machine that was literally just there. You can tell they're still working there. Just boggles my mind. Absolutely boggles my mind. It is Saturday, and I've been working for a couple hours here at my church. We trimmed some trees and moving some stuff. I'll show you the last couple piles that I got to move. And then we're moving off to go do some grading for my builder. Actually, I might need my grapple bucket, and I might need to be moving some limbs there too. I don't know. I gotta call him when I'm done here, but let's go move these couple piles, load back up, and I'll let you guys know what's happening after that. Some of those bigger limbs together, because I can pick them up and carry them all together. A bunch of small stuff right here, I'll put it on the forks. Okay, I guess it was about 10 of the piles. Alright, here's the pile of naked. I'm going to get Buddy Ben to come over here and with his dump trailer. We should be able to fit this one load, maybe two. Once it's all compressed down, it's really not that much. So I'll probably have him back up right here, and I'll sit right there on the excavator and load his dump trailer. Up and get on out of here. Move on to the next thing. Alright, so I did come over here to get my grapple bucket, and because I need it for our next thing, but I went ahead, thought I'd go ahead and tackle this. I'll take this tree out right here, took out a bunch of little random stuff that was behind it. Gotta take out a couple more things. See that branch up there that's kind of leaning, it's gonna lean over in here. I'm gonna get that out of here, and then take this tree down. excavator has. Now for this pine tree. Cool, got that done. Let's fill that hole back in with a little bit of dirt, put some more of this mulch back on top of everything, and we'll get out of here. Alright, so I got everything done here that we're gonna do today. I got a 4-in-1 bucket and my grapple bucket there, so I need to put one on the truck and then the other two can go on the trailer. Just my regular bucket, grapple. So I'm probably gonna leave that 4-in-1 bucket at the next job site because I do a lot of work there, so it's gonna be in the way here. They gotta do plumbing and forms and stuff for concrete, so I want to try to keep as minimal amount of stuff here as possible. Alright, so we're at the last spot here, and I waited for a little bit of patch of rain to pass by because it was really cloudy. It looked like it was going to really dump here, and it didn't. A friend of mine stopped by, we chatted for a minute, and so now I'm going to get here and get working. We got some tree stuff down in the back to take care of. There's 4 trees that were in front of this garage over here. Excuse me. I pushed them off to the side so I could deal with them later. I need to cut them up, take them up the road there. On this particular site, there's one lot that we're using as like a stockpile of just like tree stuff, and I'm gonna haul that off hopefully soon. Like I'm gonna get that job, but he just doesn't want to part with the money. This guy's kind of cheap and eccentric. But I need to haul all that stuff up there, and then I'm technically supposed to final grade this and everything, but I think like there's no concrete in place, so I think what I'm going to do is prep the driveway for concrete. I'm not doing anything in the garage. He's got a bunch of stuff in there still. I'm not moving it. It needs to be done. Should have been done so that I could do this today. So I'll probably prep the driveway, and then there needs to be some more dirt on the front of the house right there on the porch. So I'll go ahead and get all that done, and then I'll have to come back next week once they pour the driveway, I guess. I guess I gotta pour the garage too. I'll have to come back and prep that too, but he's not here, so I can't. I'm not gonna call him. He's away for the weekend on vacation, so I'll just do it next week, and that's fine with me. But I'll get done when I can. I'll get some of that stuff knocked off the list, and then we'll call it a day. But I think that's all. I think that's all I got to do here. Alright, we're gonna pull this stuff out of the woods right here. Push this over here out of the way. Now we gotta deal with it. I can't see it now. is. Terrible stuff. Look, it's all growing over that just since January. It's now July. Somebody cut it up and push it back over. Oh, I didn't do that. I think so. He did. I think it was closer over here. So. Oh yeah, it's been cut up. It did. I don't remember doing that though. I see there's another little storm pushing in. I typically have one more stump to pull out of there, but we'll go back next week. I can move that one with the forks. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up. It took me like 4 hours to get all that cut up, moved up the hill there, and all that. So 3 hours. I guess it was 3. So I'm gonna load up and call it a day. See you guys one more time for the end of the video. We are out of here. All right, so quick recap. We did 9 full houses on final grades, and we did 6 miscellaneous jobs of various kinds between driveway cuts and tree stuff and all that. And then I did 1 pro bono job this morning for my church. So not a bad week. And let's see how many hours I actually had. So for the other grader that I grade for, I have 40 billable hours for him. And then I have 12 billable hours between all my other odds and end jobs. So for a total of 52 billable hours, I feel very good with the week. I'm profitable, have money in my pocket, and lots of work to go off to next week. And so hopefully you guys liked this video. I thank you guys for watching, because you didn't have to stick around. This ended up being pretty long. And if you did make it to the end, please tell me so. Put it down in the comments I made it over to the end, and I'll respond with a thumbs up or something, an actual comment. I don't know. We'll see. That would be awesome. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm just super appreciative that I get to share my memories really with you guys, and I get paid for it, yes, because you guys watch it, but also at the same time, I'm saving my memories for free on the internet. Someone's storing those for me, and I get to go back and see all those things and be like, oh man, that really sucked, or that was my favorite job I ever did, or so on and so forth. And it's just so cool. And then I get to share it with you guys, and it's such an awesome experience, and I really, really appreciate that. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you